Obviously not to this extent, and I think the ceiling that Alex Eala has is obviously that much higher. And I'm going to bring in a little boxing here because my dad wanted me to be a boxer, but I chose tennis. But Manny Pacquiao.
Good call.
Manny Pacquiao, we saw him when he, was at the top of his game. And alongside Roger Federer, he actually had more prize money.
Analysts are going all
completely lost its collective mind. Experts everywhere are throwing out all caution and making one bold declaration after another. They're pointing directly at Alex Eala and calling her the absolute biggest star in women's tennis right now. This isn't happening after some major tournament victory or career milestone. This is happening right now before Indian Wells even gets underway, before the bracket is even set. One name is already controlling every conversation that matters in professional tennis.
I think that if Eala, can keep doing well with her tennis, who knows? The sky's the limit on the court, off the court. I mean, she could be rolling in it, if you will.
Everyone from active competitors to all-time legends is saying exactly the same thing. Alex Eala has become the most recognizable face in the WTA, and the entire sport better wake up to that reality. But these tennis insiders are pushing this even harder, putting her ahead of players who spent decades building iconic legacies. Ana Ivanovic, who actually won Grand Slams and knows what championship pressure feels like, dropped a bombshell that left everyone speechless. She stated flat out that Alex Eala has already blown past the level of global recognition that took Sonia Mirza an entire career to build. Ivanovic made sure everyone understood she wasn't disrespecting the legends, just acknowledging that what Eala creates in terms of worldwide buzz and fan obsession is completely unprecedented for the WTA in both size and speed.
Last year, when she beat Iga Swiatek, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, and it was really, for me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play after that and watch her try to continue to progress, because I like her game. Obviously, she wants to get better than where she is now.
Then Ana Ivanovic took this conversation to a place nobody saw coming. Here's a former Grand Slam winner, someone who conquered Roland Garros, someone who reached #1 in the world, someone who understands exactly what it means when an entire sport's attention focuses on you. Ivanovic stepped forward and made a comparison that sent shockwaves through tennis. She said Alex Eala's influence on the WTA match is what Manny Pacquiao did to boxing when he was absolutely unstoppable. She's not just winning matches at elite level, she's dragging the entire sports spotlight directly onto herself and forcing the whole planet to pay attention. Ivanovic was absolutely clear about what comes next. If Alex Eala maintains this trajectory, if she keeps delivering the tennis she's been delivering, nothing will hold her back. Reaching the summit of women's tennis isn't some far-off possibility for Eala. It's exactly where she's headed with every single match and every single court appearance.
Draw in women's tennis right now.
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is, yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, crowds were insane for her last week.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be, a little jealousy maybe from some of the women. The girls coming in, she's not top 10, biggest.
What makes this whole situation even more incredible is that the experts aren't just celebrating her wins. They're celebrating who she actually is. They're talking about how she moves through this pressure with humility and genuine appreciation for tennis and everyone involved in it. When they discuss her victory over Iga Swiatek, analysts keep emphasizing that she doesn't let fame change her. She manages the spotlight exactly like the true champions do, with elegance, with quiet strength, and with the kind of authenticity that makes people believe in her and support her even more passionately. That blend of world-class tennis and real character is incredibly uncommon. It's what the sport constantly looks for and rarely discovers, and Alex Eala just naturally possesses it.
After week, as she has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
Sam Querrey then entered the conversation. This is a former Grand Slam finalist, someone who battled at the absolute pinnacle of professional tennis and who knows these competitive dynamics from personal experience. Querrey made a statement that was both direct and explosive. He declared that Alex Eala is the single biggest attraction in the WTA right now, not one of the biggest attractions, not in the discussion for biggest attraction, the biggest attraction period. He said she has achieved a level of magnetic appeal in terms of focus and enthusiasm that puts her ahead of every single other player on tour in that crucial and massively significant category. Every single time she enters a stadium, something shifts in the energy that nobody can fake and nobody can copy. It happens naturally, it's completely genuine, and it belongs entirely to her.
I mean, it's you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. Alex Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest.
Quarry pushed this even deeper and said something that was truly remarkable. He implied that some of the world's top 10 players, competitors like Aryna Sabalenka, women who have sacrificed everything to reach the peak of this sport, women who have actually claimed the most prestigious trophies available, might be observing what's happening around Alex Eala and experiencing some complex emotions about it. These are champions. These are women who have conquered every challenge professional tennis offers, and the tsunami of attention and passion that follows Eala wherever she competes is something they have definitely noticed and something they can't easily dismiss. Quarry said it because what's actually happening in professional tennis right now requires that level of brutal honesty. So now this extends far beyond just analysts and commentators talking into microphones. The actual players themselves are weighing in. Jessica Pegula, who ranks among the most respected and seasoned competitors in the WTA, stepped forward and shared what she personally witnessed when she met Alex Eala at the Miami Open. What she shared was absolutely remarkable. Pegula said she entered that match and was completely blown away by what was already waiting for her. She hadn't seen it coming. She hadn't mentally prepared for the scene that had already formed inside that arena before they even began warming up. The crowd was massive, the atmosphere was explosive, deafening, intense, completely invested in every single rally in ways that Pegula said she simply hadn't expected. She called it insane, and she delivered every word of that as the ultimate compliment. She wasn't criticizing anything. She was witnessing something special. She was experiencing something genuinely unprecedented, and she recognized it immediately. Pegula then made an observation that held tremendous significance. She explained that whether the location was Miami, the Australian Open, or Dubai, Alex Eala has repeatedly generated the largest crowd enthusiasm of any player across the entire tour. Not occasionally, repeatedly, spanning multiple continents, multiple events, multiple points throughout the season. Fans appear for her in quantities that no other current player is creating. People make specific trips just to watch her. People endure lines that stretch far beyond what any typical match would create simply for the opportunity to be present in the venue while she competes. That type of profound magnetic bond between an athlete and a worldwide fan base represents something professional tennis has been working to develop in emerging markets for years. And here's Alex Eala producing it without any artificial marketing campaign, purely through the strength of her abilities, her character, and the impact of her journey. The Australian Open demonstrated to everyone exactly how legitimate this phenomenon is. The crowds gathered outside the stadium during her matches created scenes that tournament hadn't witnessed in ages. Supporters gathering outside in enormous groups, lines extending forever, packed with people clinging to any chance that they might somehow get inside. Most of them never got past the entrance. They had invested genuine money and precious time traveling to Melbourne, and they found themselves standing outside, listening to crowds they couldn't be part of, hearing the excitement of points they couldn't witness, and they remained there anyway, because simply being near it still mattered to them. That represents the intensity of what Alex Eala creates in people. That shows how profound this connection really is. Then Novak Djokovic joined his voice to everything that was already building, the most accomplished tennis player who has ever existed. Someone holding more Grand Slam championships than anyone in history, someone who has lived professional tennis at every possible level for more than 20 years. Djokovic came forward and declared Alex Eala the most outstanding tennis player the Philippines has ever developed, and stated without any doubt that she has earned every ounce of respect and acknowledgement this sport can provide. He also addressed directly how her scheduling and court placements have been handled at different tournaments, stating clearly that in his opinion the treatment hasn't always matched her actual status and her genuine appeal. When Djokovic makes statements like that, the tennis universe stops everything and pays attention. This is the all-time great standing up and declaring that Eala deserves better treatment and that the sport has an obligation to her and to her millions of supporters to handle this correctly. Analysts, former Grand Slam winners, current tour competitors, and the most successful player in tennis history have reached complete agreement. Eala represents the next superstar of the WTA universe. She's the most discussed name approaching Indian Wells. She's the one creating excitement before any tennis has even started. And when she steps onto that court, every single person in the tennis world will be focused on her because that's exactly what Eala accomplishes. She commands global attention, so what's your take on this? Do you believe Eala has genuinely become the most famous WTA player right now, or is all this excitement moving faster than her actual achievements? When you hear someone like Ana Ivanovic make that Manny Pacquiao comparison, does that strike you as accurate, or does it seem like too much too soon? And regarding what Jessica Pegula experienced at the Miami Open, have you ever seen that level of crowd intensity for an emerging player? Share your perspective in the comments. Is Eala absolutely legitimate, or do we need to watch her maintain this momentum over a longer period before we call her the leader of women's tennis?